looking to set up a blockchain-related enterprise. So I suppose if they were coming in completely cold, there'd probably be a few broader questions about what really they're planning. I'd probably hook them up with various different consultants to help them think through their tokenomics, the general background of it. However, more broadly, which is I think what your question was really addressing, consumers. So I often have family and friends ask me about particular coins, particular ideas, and I just say, not too dissimilar to what Marcus was saying. I mean, some things are reasonably well established, like Bitcoin. Some projects are, they're a big layer 1 or layer 2. You can see they have a lot of activity in them, and then a lot, you just have to accept that it's highly speculative and should really be careful. So I always urge people to just, get involved, but you have to be prepared to lose most or all of it, particularly if it's anything outside of the top 10 tokens.
So Marcus, why don't you, add to that, and then I have a follow-up question for James.
Right, and just jumping in off of what James said. So if someone came into me, so here's the thing, like recently we've had the legislation that started to codify this stuff to where we can actually use crypto inside, and I can advise people inside of it as a fiduciary, right? Before, people were still having conversations. They were still asking me about Bitcoin. They were still asking me about crypto. So like I said, I'm using the analogy to them, explaining to them that Bitcoin is like an equity, Ethereum is like a corporation. So if they want to decide how much they should spend to start on it, obviously you should do your research. You should learn about these things before you spend money on it. But a general amount would be, I like to recommend a nice dinner for two. Maybe if you want to spend that to start buying a token, or if you're going to, the price of going to a professional sporting event for two, depending on where you are on the scale. Different things cost different amounts of money for people. I mean, if you're a multi-millionaire, then you might want to just go 1%. Maybe you want to go buy 1% or 1/4% of one of these tokens, because you wouldn't pay attention to the price of a professional sporting event unless you go sit in the box seats. Then maybe you would. So just in range with that, like don't jump all in at once, and study what you're getting before you start. And as James said earlier, I always tell them never put in more to start than you can plan to lose 100%.